You guys will find that you have passions, and having a passion is a gift. I think we all have passions, and you don't get to choose them, they pick you, but you have to be alert to them. You have to be looking for them. And when you find your passion, it's a fantastic gift for you because it gives you direction, it gives you purpose. You could have a job, or you can have a career, or you can have a calling. And the best thing is to have a calling. And if you find your passion, you'll have that, and all your work won't feel like work.
In 1994, inside a small garage in Seattle, a man stared at his computer screen, dreaming of selling books on a thing called the Internet. His name was Jeff Bezos, and his crazy idea was about to change the world forever. But before Amazon became a trillion-dollar company, Jeff's story was one of risk, rejection, and relentless belief. Jeff Bezos was born on January 12, 1964, in Albuquerque, New Mexico. From a young age, he was fascinated by how things worked. He would take apart toys, build gadgets, and even rig electric alarms to keep his siblings out of his room. As he grew older, that same curiosity evolved into something deeper, a hunger for innovation and possibility. He wasn't just curious about how things worked, he wanted to imagine how they could work better. At Princeton University, he studied electrical engineering and computer science. But even then, he didn't see himself as just another graduate looking for a job. He once said, "I knew that if I failed, I wouldn't regret that. But I knew the one thing I might regret is not trying." In 1994, Jeff was working at a Wall Street firm called D.E. Shaw. He had a good salary, a stable job, and a predictable future. But one day, he stumbled across a statistic that the Internet was growing 2,300% per year. He couldn't stop thinking about it. What could this technology become? How could it change the world? That single idea grew into a plan, an online bookstore. At the time, people laughed. Selling books online? That sounded ridiculous. But Jeff saw something others didn't, the future. So he made the boldest decision of his life. He quit his high-paying job, packed his things, and drove across the country with his wife, Mackenzie, to start something new. In his own words, "I made the decision with my heart, not my head." In the summer of 1994, Amazon was born. Not in a big office, not with investors, but in a tiny garage in Seattle. There was no luxury, no big team, no certainty. Just Jeff, his laptop, and a dream to make shopping easier for everyone. He would personally pack books, drive them to the post office, and answer customer emails himself. Every order felt like a small victory, every failure a lesson. But what made Jeff different wasn't just his ambition, it was his relentless focus on the customer. He once said, "We're not obsessed with competitors, we're obsessed with customers." That obsession became Amazon's foundation. As Amazon grew, so did the challenges. In the late 1990s, people called Amazon a bubble company. Critics said it would collapse once the Internet hype was over. Bezos faced constant pressure from investors and analysts who didn't believe in his vision. But he didn't back down. He kept reinvesting profits back into the business, expanding into new products, new ideas, new territories. To him, short-term loss meant long-term growth. And when the dot-com crash hit in 2000, thousands of startups disappeared overnight. But Amazon survived. Not because it was lucky, but because it was built on vision, innovation, and grit. By the early 2000s, Amazon was no longer just a bookstore. Jeff introduced new categories: electronics, clothes, household items, and more. Then came a game changer, Amazon Prime, offering fast delivery for a small subscription fee. Everyone thought it was a bad business idea. But Jeff knew people value time more than money. Later, he launched Amazon Web Services, AWS, a cloud computing platform that quietly became one of the most profitable parts of the company. He wasn't just building an online store anymore. He was building the backbone of the internet. Jeff Bezos often talks about long-term thinking. While most CEOs chase quarterly results, Jeff thinks in decades. He once said, "If we can keep our competitors focused on us, while we stay focused on the customer, we'll be fine." That mindset helped Amazon become a $1 trillion empire, employing over 1 million people and serving billions worldwide. From a small garage with a dream to a world that shops, reads, and thinks differently because of him. This is Jeff Bezos, the man who taught us that the biggest risk is not taking one.